What do you do when your speech follows a really shit MC or a really boring speaker? 50% of the room has gone to sleep, 50% of the room has gone to the bathroom. Welcome to the Speaker Toolkit. My name is Gemma Ann Barnes, and this is the series for female speakers to really learn how to master the art of performance speaking so that they can use their powerful voice, be insanely confident when they are on that stage, and use their performance energy to get their powerful message delivered in the hearts and souls of their audiences. Now, today's episode, or this episode specifically, is about what you can do if you follow someone boring, somebody not very energetic, or somebody just that has the audience snoring in their seats or leaving the room. How you can then elevate the energy back up and get people engaged with your speech. Because ultimately, if the person before you did not bring the energy or they don't elevate the energy, the vibe in the room is going to be pretty flat. And you going out, delivering something insanely powerful, like I know you're going to, you want the vibe to be high. You want people to be in the right state, yeah? The energy of the room, the state of the room will determine how well your speech, your talk, your presentation lands. If everyone in that room doesn't want to be there or isn't engaged, you're going to have a hard friggin' time. So what I'm going to do in this episode is literally give you a couple of tools that you can use if you step out on stage and that is the case. Now, you can use these no matter what. Even if you're like, the energy's great, you want to raise the energy more, use these. Put these at the beginning of your speech and you will be onto a winner every single time you use your voice. Now, this works for you whether you have a presentation behind you, you don't have a presentation. This works if you're going on stage for 15 minutes or 90 minutes. It doesn't matter. These things are going to be really useful. You can also, if you are on stage for a long period of time, use these things to bring the audience's energy back up. Now, there are 3 things that instantly change a human being's state. They are voice, using their voice. Music is a change of energy. You know how when you listen to a song, you either get transported to a certain point in your life or you feel a certain way? Music has the magic to make you feel. And the third thing is movement. So these are the 3 things I'm going to talk you through that you can use. Now, simply, you can have a song for your entrance, and this will shift the energy of the room. Now, I have worked with and I have seen multiple speakers use certain songs that mean something to them. Now, this is great. However, what you want to do is pick a song that is going to ignite a feeling in your audience. Now, if you've watched any of the Speaker Toolkit before, if you've watched me or heard me talking before, you'll know by now, or maybe you don't, my number 1 question I ask my one-to-one clients before we even start creating magic together is, what do you want your audience to feel? How do you want your audience to feel? Now, your opening song needs to do the same thing. If you are coming on to music, you need to align that song with how you want your audience to feel, with what your speech delivers. This is very easily done. For example, I'll give you a couple of examples. You want power, you want like no BS, like to the point. You're going to go out there, you are going to rip people to shreds, or you are going to call people out, you are going to say it as it is. Maybe you're somebody that swears quite a bit, maybe you're angry about a situation. You want your audience to feel driven from a frustrated or a I deserve more place. Then maybe somebody like, a song like Eminem, Lose Yourself, might be a good choice. Like pumping yourself up for a fight. Like if you want people to feel that energy, that's going to be a great song. Maybe that's so not your vibe, and actually you're more of a bouncy, sunshine, yellow type of person. Like if you were a colour, you would be yellow like the sun or like sunflowers. If you, if people were describing you and they say she's really bubbly, she's really just a joy, she is a ray of sunshine, she's a joy to be around, then you're probably not going to go for something like that. So you want it to be suited to you and to what you want your audience to feel. So an example maybe for somebody that is a little bit more like that, maybe you're, quite girly, quite bubbly, cheery, happy as a person. Maybe something like, I'll bring you flowers in the pouring rain. Something like that is going to be more suited to you. That's the energy of the room. You want people to feel happy, enlightened. You want them to feel good by the end of your speech. Then great, go for a song like that. Maybe you want something a little bit heavier, or what you're talking about is really serious and impactful. Go for some Adele. Hit in with one of her like powerful, When We Were Young or something along those lines. Do you know what I mean? So if you put a song on and you feel a certain way and that's the way you want your audience to feel, that song's going to be perfect. So music is the first one. I've broken that down really massively. So I want you to have a think. If you have an entrance song for your speech, for your talk, if you don't have it yet, what do you want it to be? If you do have a song, does it match that? Can you be more strategic, or is it already a perfect freaking match to ignite and wake up your audience after someone before you? What you want to basically do is reset the room. Now we can also do this with movement. Moving your body literally livens you up again, which is why, and this is a really great one, you can use all of these, yes, when you're on a stage and in a live in-person environment, but you can also use these in a virtual online environment. So if you are running a webinar or a masterclass and you want to break it up a little bit, this is the perfect way to do it. Now, movement. Get people up. When you get out on that stage, you could, maybe if you have music playing, you get people clapping too. One of my previous clients had We Will Rock You as her song and literally had people doing the, which is so good. Like it's iconic. Like we know what it is. You also know that you are in for like, boom, let's go. I'm ready for this energy. Yeah. If you want people like waving their arms to get them like happy and cheery and lively again. Maybe you want people bouncing around, I've seen speakers entering like not onto the stage but through the audience before, and they're there like dancing, whatever, with their audience. Whatever suits your personality and gets your audience to move, that's another way. Now, if you're not using music and movement, which I've just nicely paired together, if you're just using movement and you don't have access to music, or you don't want to use music, although I do highly recommend using music, it's the quickest reset of energy ever. I would then say, well, what movement is going to be really useful for your audience? Is it saying like, right, everyone, I want everyone up on their feet. We're going to, I want you to punch in front of you. I want you to give me a shimmy. I want you to stretch. Like maybe you're doing something more spiritual, and a good stretch would be good for your audience. Get them up out of their seats. Maybe you're in sort of more of a fitness world, or it would make sense for them to do a little like roll down and back up. What can you ask of them to do that no matter what they're wearing, because this is something to consider when you're asking for movement, no matter what they're wearing, they can still do this. Now, one thing that I always say is if you are able, please stand. The reason why I say if you are able is because I want to make sure that I am including everyone and I'm not using exclusive language. Now, you don't have to do this. This is your speech, this is your talk, this is your moment. You can do and speak however you want. You can tell people, do you know what? You can do this sat down in your chairs. If you aren't able to stand, like you can still do these movements exactly where you are. I love people to be standing and on their feet and feeling the energy throughout every single cell in their body, which is why I ask them to stand if they're able. Movement has no limit. You can ask for anything. It might be that you ask everybody to stand up, walk around a table, or walk to the front of the room, walk to the back of the room, like any kind of movement. It can be as simple as that. As simple as rolling your head. It can be as simple as stretching up above your head, touching your toes. It can be absolutely anything. Now, the third way that you can break that sort of boredom or dip in energy and lift it back up again, as I mentioned, is with your voice. Oh, I've gone all white. Is with your voice. Your voice, using your own voice, so this is you asking the audience to use their voice, is a really powerful tool because it ignites something animal in us. Movement and the voice are so connected to our souls. So this is a way to get people like part of it. And also I really love this because it recognizes, it shows to them that you aren't just going to go out and talk at them again. You're not another person coming on the stage that's just going to talk at me. Here we go, switch off. Like, if you have asked them to interact with you, they feel a part of what you're doing. They go, oh, this person, like, what? They care. They want me to be here with them. They want me to engage with them. Okay, yeah, I'm a part of this. I'm engaged. I'm interested in this. They connect with you because you ask them to use their voice. So the ways that you can do this is literally say, you know, hi, my name is whatever, if you're introducing yourself, or if you've already been introduced. I would ask something along the lines of, is everyone, if you are having a good time today, I want you to shout out yes, and everyone shouts out yes. Maybe it's not quite enough energy. That's when you then can go, do you know what? No, I want you to stand up, I want you to put your hands in the air and shout out yes, and everyone repeats that. So it can be like a mirror sort of situation. I say this, you say this. Or you can ask them individually, get them to use their voice individually, depending on how many people you have in the room. That's really great if you've got a smaller audience. Something that I really love, especially in more intimate environments, when you've got, 20, 30 people or less, because otherwise it takes too long, is just to go round and say your name or what you do, like introduce yourself. You've got 30 seconds to introduce yourself, go. It all of a sudden ignites people, right? That's a really great thing to do if you just come back from lunch as well and people are a bit meh. All of these are great to use after lunch. If you are the after lunch slot, make sure you are using one of these. Because it gives other people the microphone, which is really, really important and really, really powerful as well. It says a lot about you if you are making it about them and not just, I'm going to come on and do my talk now, and I'm going to come on and I'm going to present to you and you're going to sit there and you're going to listen. This is about me. That's not the point. That's not the point of any person that I work with. Yes, it's really, really important that you create the vision you have for yourself on stage. I want you to feel like a freaking pop star, rock star, superstar. But it has to be about your audience as well. It has to be about your audience. My favourite moments from the years and years, I was a performer, a singer, an actor, a dancer for over 14 years. And my favourite moments are those moments when I'm singing a song or I'm taking a bow and I look on someone's face and I can just see change in them. I can see how what I've done has inspired them. I can see what I'm doing is bringing joy to their life in that moment. Like, that is what it's all about. And I know that's something that every single one of my one-to-one clients, I think every single client that comes into any part of my world, whether it's free trainings, whether it's the She Speaks Intensive, whether it's one-to-one, whatever it is, everyone that comes in to become a speaker or to improve their speaking, ultimately that's what it comes down to, like the effect and the impact they can have on other people, the inspiration, like that's really what drives them. So if you're exactly the same, then you are in the right place, you are learning from the right person, and these things not only help your audience to feel incredible, they make you feel great and like an absolute superstar too, because ultimately that is what we want as well. So using your voice, I'm going to give you one other way that you can do this, is something really freaking random. Really random. Now hear me out, and I'm going to explain why this sort of thing works. You go out on stage, you say every single person in the room, I want you to, after 3, shout out your favourite colour. 1, 2, 3, and they shout out a random colour, or their favourite colour. The reason why you do this, and why any setup like this works, favourite actor, shout out something in the room you see that is red. You are asking them to use their brain and their voice. They are having to break the thought pattern of nothingness, or I'm bored, or I'm so full up from lunch, or I'm tired, and instead they go, oh, my favourite colour is yellow. Yellow! Why am I doing that? They then question why they're doing it. You literally have them broken out of the state, the mundane, the like horizontal path they were on, and you have interrupted that thought. Sounds really random, really weird, but it works. And you can do it with everything. Like I just used colour as an example then. You don't have to use colour. It can be your favourite author, it could be your favourite actor, it could be, you know, what fruit did you eat from the fruit bowl at lunch? Like you can ask them anything. What is your title? Shout out your name. Anything. Now, just to recap, because I have thrown a lot of information at you in this episode, you've got 3 ways that you can break the atmosphere, the state, the energy, the thought process of your audience if they are not in a place you want them to be, or you just want them to be where you are. You want them where you want them. Yeah? You are the commander when you are on that stage. So you are solely responsible for the energy of your audience. Most speakers do not understand this and struggle to deliver this, which is why this episode is so important. These 3 things are like your magic freaking wand. Like Harry Potter, here we go. Speaking using your voice. Getting your audience to use their voice is a powerful breaker of energy, shifter in state, shifter of focus. Movement, physical action, movement, another incredible energy breaker, focus shifter, state shifter. And then the third is music, a song that not only fits you and your personality, but the way you want your audience to feel in the talk, in the speech, in the presentation that you are delivering. These are such powerful tools. Music, movement, voice. So powerful. Next time you're on stage, or maybe even when you're, next on a webinar, a masterclass, online, anything like that, give these a try. Try out one of these things. Try out multiple things. They will change the game. Completely change the game, especially if you unfortunately have an MC that makes the energy go down. This rarely happens. Actually, I'd like to say it rarely happens, but if I'm honest, I think it happens more than it should. The MC should shift the energy. They should raise the energy for you, but that's not always the case. So if you have an MC that is a bit dull, is a bit monotone, is a bit boring, people always leave the room or switch off. They start talking to each other when that person comes on. Or you've directly followed another speaker. You've directly followed lunch. You haven't really had an intro or anything to like lift, change the state of the room, then they are your 3 hacks to change the state and energy and focus, like refocus the room so that you can get a better result. Ultimately, this is why you need to do this. Your message won't land, your point won't be made, your lessons won't be learned, those clients won't come into you, those audience members won't be led if you do not put them in the right state to do so. These 3 things will put them in that state that you get exactly what you want from that speech, from that presentation, from that talk by the end of it and beyond. It's a knock-on effect. It'll keep going, it'll keep going, it'll keep going. They'll remember you because you did things differently. They'll remember you because you made them feel a certain way. This is like, oh my goodness, this episode, this literally is a paid training. I feel like this was worth thousands, like thousands. You go and do this, you will make millions from the stage. You go and do this, you will inspire on the most powerful scale. You go and do this, you will create not just ripples of positive effect, you will create tsunamis of positive effect. I think this has been my favourite episode so far. This is my favourite episode I have filmed on the Speaker Toolkit, and I'm so excited that you get to watch this. You can watch it on repeat, that's a nice word. You can watch it on repeat, you can watch it again and again and again. I want you to send this episode to another speaker or aspiring speaker that you know. Right now, I want you to copy the link, I want you to share it with somebody you know, send it away to every single person you know, maybe put it in a group chat of speakers. Now I've lost the ability to speak myself. I want you to put it in a group chat of speakers, send it to everyone you know, because this is so powerful. This is going to change the game of live events, of online events. Literally every stage you step onto, every spotlight you step into, if you use these 3 things, everything you do, your sales, your impact, your clients, everything skyrockets beyond the ceiling you've put in for yourself. You'll become limitless. All right. Woo, I loved this episode. I'm going to watch this episode and remind myself. If you did enjoy this, I want you to make sure you like, comment, subscribe as well if you haven't subscribed already. What are you doing? Subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get the notifications, and I will see you in the next episode. I'm so excited to see you there.